I don't know if I'd consider it the most impactful of the weekend, but my favorite is UConn. I think
Yes.
the UConn win over Liberty, first and foremost, Liberty just, I don't know what happened there. They did not show up. Did they forget to get off the bus? Did they forget their cleats? I don't know, regardless. But UConn played. They showed up and they played. And what Jim Mora has got going on with UConn, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
from going from winning one game last year to already winning, being eligible for a bowl for the first time since 2015, how exciting. I mean, how exciting is this for UConn? It is so fun to watch this team play. And I am looking forward to seeing them get a little more coverage as we go along the year, because this team can play some football and they've had a lot of injuries. It makes you wonder, Steve, if we would have been talking about them being bowl eligible maybe 2 weeks ago, if they didn't have their quarterback go down at the beginning of the year, or they didn't have to rely on freshman running backs who are playing outstanding. But this team looks completely different than what they expected the season to start, and they still found a way to overcome and get their first bowl eligibility in 7 seasons.
Well, I think it's to show how important coaches are in the college game. Jim Mora can break down film and he can see things and it's sort of like reimagine what his team can do based on what a weakness he might have picked up in one series or maybe over the course of a couple of games. The other nice thing about this UConn win, and you said, I mean, they have all the freshman running backs and they lost their quarterback. This is giving more players, especially the younger players, more exposure and more responsibility in key games. So, how much does this boost UConn for next year and
Right.
and the next 2 years even? And again, I always say guard play, guard play, guard play. And when we talk about college basketball, it's transfer portal, transfer portal, transfer portal anymore. When we're talking about college football, especially the smaller non-traditional programs where they have to protect their best players. But by having a season like this, why would you want to transfer out of UConn? And maybe you can talk to your friends at other schools, or other players are going to look at UConn and say, well, I can play for Jim Moore. I can play in this pro style set. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's impactful in a way that it won't show up in the standings. I had no idea, honestly, that both Vanderbilt and UConn we're still going to be bowl eligible.
Yeah.
Because you focus so much on the negatives, and some bad losses they might have had. But for both of those teams, I mean, it's unbelievable that they're going to either bowl eligible or could become bowl eligible. But UConn, Jim Mora, the sky's the limit for that program. I mean, I think I don't know that they'll ever be a national power, but as far as being a competitive team that's going to be playing in meaningful bowl games in the near future, the future's bright there.
Yeah, I agree. I think the future is really bright. I love it when we see programs who struggle and find ways to success very quickly. And they are definitely way ahead of schedule. And that is a good thing to see in a program that, has a lot of history and a lot of great fans out there, too. We know that UConn really loves their sport. And you just seen it. I mean, when they scored their touchdowns, I mean, they were showing the pictures of the fans in there. And like there was a dad like holding his kid up like Simba. He was so excited. I mean, come on. It was exciting. I was smiling for UConn, just being excited.